I don't know who, I don't know where, and I don't know how, and I don't know why, but there is somebody trying to manipulate me in my path. There is somebody definitely trying to manipulate me in my path and my situation with my path and with the path that I'm supposed to be on as an artist and as an entrepreneur and as a poet and etc. With what I'm trying, what I was supposed to be doing, what I was trying to do. There was a lot. There's some manipulation in there. There's some manipulation in there, and I don't know. I'm guessing because I'm pinpointing it to how things are playing out with different things and different scenarios. I want to pinpoint it to the state. I want to pinpoint it to the state of Connecticut that are, certain, or maybe one or two individuals in the state of Connecticut that did not want me to really succeed or be where I am today, or really, really want me to prosper. But I don't know for sure because there's somebody around. There's somebody in the matrix. There's somebody in my. I don't know if it's my friends list, or I don't know if it's in my life, or I don't know if it's somebody I just been kind of confining in, and I shouldn't be confining in them. But there's somebody in the matrix that really, really is trying to manipulate my head. My head has been really fucked up because it's like, oh, should I go this way? Should I go that way? And should I go that way? And I just, like, more and more I go the way I'm going, and I feel this huge disconnect, right? And a reader just put it into... And what's amazing how tarot card readers can put it into perspective, like, months later. And you're sitting there like, well, where the fuck was that months ago, Where the fuck was that months ago, Spirit? Like, where the fuck was that months ago, But, It's like like everywhere I turned, there was a rattle, right? There was a rattle, or there was a source that people were getting close to this type of chaotic situation, or this situation that was going to bring chaos or more issues to my life, and etc. Which is kind of why I've been kind of acting the way I've been acting, and kind of feeling like I should just not go near certain people in certain situations, but. Come to find out that, there is something. I guess the reason why I feel the huge disconnect is because there's something or something or someone or some type of something that feels like home, right? There's something that feels like home, or there's something that feels very much like. I'm supposed to be connected to it, and I'm supposed to have a purpose with it. Connected to some of the, to some things of being an artist and stuff that, some things I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like, hopefully hoping to get back a little bit, but luckily I didn't destroy everything, but hopefully there's some things I'm hoping to get back. If I can't get them all back, then, but regardless of the fact that, I'm not going to let the people win because... obviously I was feeling like there was going to be chaos and drama and trouble because people are putting shit in my head and etc. And I'm feeling like, it's going to lead to, to trouble that I don't want to be a part of and stuff like that. But really, there's something there. There's something there where, there's something there. I don't know if it's a person. I don't know what it is. It's something that feels like, I'm supposed to be connected to it, not the not the drama and the shit like that, but, just the fact that I'm supposed to have a purpose with certain things and stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of people, that seem to want to make it look like I'm not supposed to be with them, and it's like I am supposed to be with them. I am supposed to be with certain individuals in a certain crowd of like artists and stuff like that, but people are making it sound like I don't need to be near them and stuff like that, but it's only taking me further from my path as an artist and as somebody who should be doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and obviously there's a lot of let me charge my phone here. There's a lot of different, he say, she say shit about, me being an artist and stuff like that, because the whole Joseph Arthur thing happened that put me in my mental health recovery in the first place. So if this was actually my mental health recovery, they're going to try to manipulate the situation, saying, well, he's with us because of his mental health, because of some certain situations with Joseph Arthur, etc. Which, I was with them before Joseph Arthur, because when I first came to Torrington, I was also thought of as autistic. I still kind of am autistic, but when I first came to Torrington, I was thought of as a little bit more heavier artistic, compared to what people think of me now. So, But regardless of the factor, there's some type of manipulation in the mix. Everybody knows that that there's certain artists that know the state, and there's certain artists that know the state, and it could be very well be the state that's manipulating this and trying to give me like a whole fucking headache and on trying to see how far trying to see what I would do and bounce me around like a fucking ping pong ball and shit like that, trying to figure out how to be an artist and shit like that and maintain my life when they're adding more to the chaos and the fuel and the drama and the bullshit. Doesn't mean I shouldn't be connected to the artist and stuff like that. I really should be, but and yes, in a way, Black lives still do matter. I don't believe that every person in the black community, like the reader was saying, within each situation, and as in multiple situations, there's somebody holding this rattle like a rattlesnake, and that rattle actually signifies danger, right? So if you think about it, it's like, hey, in certain situations, there's certain people going near this person there with a rattle, signifying danger and signifying issues and drama and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't believe the things I should have believed in and shit like that, right? So I just had one hell of an epiphany that I don't even know how to really begin, and I feel like a moron because I think I just kind of damaged some of my better chances at being able to to do the things and to be connected to the things that I wanted to be a part of. So obviously some of it was also because of somebody I had back and forth issues with, but some of that too is that there's high anxieties and stuff there. It doesn't mean I shouldn't be with them trying to do trying to be their friend and doing what trying to be connected to them and stuff like that. But they did say to me though that they had no time for me, and obviously with other things too, it's not even just with that actual person, but it's with Black Lives Matter and stuff in general that there's a lot of high anxieties and stuff I have around it and around certain people in the black community and stuff too. And I really have admiration for people in the black community, but there's times I have really high anxieties and stuff around people, like like Taquana. Like I had really high anxieties around Taquana and stuff like that, and I obviously had a hard time speaking around her, and I was she thought I was acting kind of really special because I had a hard time around her, and it really kind of did show. But some of that's just my high anxieties around the black community in general, because obviously you want to make a good impression, and sometimes I don't know. I just get high anxieties around the black community, which obviously brings to a lot of different issues. And some people are gonna say, "Oh, those are just your issues and stuff like that." But the state of Connecticut was aware of like my different anxieties and my different social situations, and me talking to this person, and me being connected to this person and this artist and stuff like that. And some of them are trying to have this huge disconnect with me from some of the artists or some of the not the artists, but some of the like my actual counselor. I'll use my counselor because my counselor kind of gave me a lot of earful over the last several years about how I should be going about things. But my counselor and other people in the avenue of my mental health program told me I should disconnect from the Noki Gallery because I felt they were bad business and I had some issues with them, which I didn't even get to really address with John Noki, because I was just told I should just walk away and not even bother with it and stuff like that because the way he was handling shit. So but at this point in time, I feel like there's a big huge hand of manipulation and a big huge hand of how people are kind of playing that shit, and to see how far I'll go and what I will do and how I'll handle shit and stuff like that, which is not really fair to me or really nice to play at, because I'm going to turn into a fucking mental case if this obviously continues. But obviously there's somebody somewhere in the Matrix, whether it's a friend of a friend, or whether it's actual somebody who's claiming to be a friend, whether it's the state of Connecticut or somewhere, somebody's trying to manipulate something and take my vision of what I wanted to be as an artist and what I wanted to do as an artist and etc., and maybe twist it and use it for their own benefit or their own liking and stuff like that, which almost sounds like the fucking state of Connecticut, who obviously has connections to some of the artists and some of the people who work for the state of Connecticut and Toivo and stuff like that. So, I'm not going to be silent about it. I'm going to be honestly honest that I'm almost at the point where I should be getting a lawyer because, this is me turning into mental manipulation. This is turning into a big, mental health headache and a big mental health problem. And obviously, people are it's gonna look like me. They be me doing this shit. Like, oh, you deleted these people, you deleted that and that. But sometimes it's the advice I'm getting that nobody really knows about, or the things that are said, to me by other people, especially through the mental health programs or other situations and people that really have a nerve of like fucking shit up and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, make things right and be able to, save myself the drama and the headache this time around, or be able to really get some of the things I had back or the connections. But if I'm not, then obviously it's not meant to be. But obviously I would like to be able to, salvage something I once had a little bit. I mean, maybe not all of it, or maybe not with every single individual, but with a few of them, because there's a few people that we're not salvaged, but I was hoping there was a few people I could bring back into the situation that I obviously was very stupid about, Obviously, I'm a very stupid person. Now, sometimes I'm a very stupid person, but obviously I don't see that people are mentally and emotionally manipulating me into, problems and situations that can really become toxic and shit like that. I God forbid it's my own fucking my old fucking ex-counselor, because that would be really fucked up. That he spent a couple of years manipulating me for the benefit of the state and the situation for the state. So I wouldn't have my voice or my power or my voice to be heard with my rights and how I was feeling and shit like that. So he kind of manipulated it to the point that I didn't have a voice, or I didn't have necessary rights or necessary things or concerns that I needed to fight for or needed to bring up and I have to argue with in the court of law and shit like that. Which in some cases he said that to me. He said some of these things that you have to talk about are not that serious and blah 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 blah. Well, they were serious to me, and they were very serious to me and how I wanted to go about them and shit. But you were like, oh, because I know you and shit like that. I know you're not being that serious, and I know it's not going to be that serious and shit like that. Well, how do you know it's not that fucking serious to me, But honestly, I feel like there's a big, huge mental manipulation with everything and stuff like that, and I feel like some shit needs to be handled differently and stuff like that. But who knows? Who knows if things are gonna go back to the way they're gonna be? But there's a huge mental manipulation, and I mean, obviously some of it obviously has to do with. I mean, obviously some of the first starts of it had to do with the whole thing where, the state of Connecticut tells me I was being too much not in my culture, right? The state of Connecticut tells me I'm being too much not in my culture when it comes to supporting Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, because I'm not a black person, and Black Lives Matter is not my culture apparently. But because I was supporting Black Lives Matter in such a heavy state and stuff like that, that I was obviously seen as not being culturally appropriate and stuff like that, because I was such, very passionate about supporting Black Lives Matter and wanted to go about trying to find a way to do so. And yet I was looking like the idiot or the guy that was like, not, culturally appropriate to some people and etc. So there was a big issue with some people with me about, not being culturally appropriate, which brings up this whole situation that I'm obviously not a culturally appropriate because, I'm not a black person. But, this is the state of Connecticut. I swear to God, this has to be the state of Connecticut. Some of this back and forth might even been my counselor within the last couple of years. He was the one who kind of told me maybe I should take a break from Chichala. He was the one who actually told me originally to take a break from Chichala, which obviously kind of started some of the first separation issues between me and Chichala. He was the one who told me to take a break from Chichala, and because I had high anxieties and stuff like that. But little does he know, little does anyone else know, it's because I really liked Chichala. I really liked Chichala Williams, and I really wanted to really have something to her in my life and some type of relationship with her in my life. And obviously, despite some personal issues and some issues, which personal issues which I find kind of interfering a little bit with her as an artist and stuff like that. I mean, I still really think T'Challa's a great artist and a great person. A great person. I think she's gonna really go far. T'Challa's always the person that's gonna really go far, and I know T'Challa's really gonna go far. It's not like I have to sit here and say T'Challa Williams is not gonna go far. T'Challa Williams is going to go far, and she's going to really, she's going to really be great at it too. So, obviously, if it's not me who she's going to end up with, she's going to find somebody who she's going to really like and admire and really, care for her and shit like that. But, so I'm not actually bringing T'Challa Williams back. I mean, that's not somebody I'm bringing back, but. There's other people I wish I kind of kept and kind of not let people kind of influence me to change my circumstances and change the circumstances around me, but yet people are influencing me to change the circumstances and shit around me and stuff like that. So I'm pretty fucking pissed about that too, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get some of the connections and things back that people were trying to manipulate and stuff out of my life and stuff like that. Obviously I'm the one who obviously made the final decisions on that, but obviously my mental health is being fucked with, and my emotional health is being fucked with, and people want to just fuck with shit, and it's obviously not a good thing. So anyways, but I just wanted to get that off my chest, that there's people trying to there's people, there's drama related situations connected to certain things, and not just because there's drama there and stuff like that, which I'm trying to avoid the drama and the chaos, yes, but obviously at the same time, it has to do with the fact that everybody wants to be friends with everybody wants to work with everybody wants to, we're all artists and everybody wants to work with everybody and stuff like that. But some people want to manipulate the situation for their own advantage and their own input and their own overall benefit and stuff like that, to the point that I'm getting fucked and the situation's getting fucked for me and shit like that, which is really fucking out of control. So but I wanted to get that off my chest. I mean, whether I get people back or not, or whether I get everybody back or not, who knows? But I got fucking prayer beads all a mess. I'm looking like a fucking raggedy mess over here. But anyways, and I got fucking Suicide Squad on TV. But anyways, just wanted to get that off my chest. If you think I'm lying, go check the latest tarot card video I posted. It's not normally a tarot card reader I actually normally listen to, but I do believe them when they say I've been being mentally, emotionally manipulated by somebody either in my circle or behind the scenes or behind the veil that obviously wants to try to manipulate things and manipulate my artistic vision and the artistic vision I had for myself of being friends with all the artists and all the poets and stuff like that, which I was trying to do and trying to be and etc. But people want to manipulate it and try to fuck me over for it, which some cases they might have already have now. Thanks a lot, and obviously I made some decisions which drew some of the final nails in the coffin, but anyways, peace.